DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com. You can support this podcast on patreon.com/firstpawmedia.
A survey of a sample of new first-year college students leaving pets at home and found that 75% experienced some level of pet separation anxiety, with 1 in 4 reporting moderate to severe symptoms. The students who had higher anxiety tended to be those who treated their pets more like people, identifying them as friends, sleeping in the same room, and generally spending a lot of time with them. Students who had dogs at home also tended to report more attachment to their pets and more separation anxiety than those with cats and other types of pets.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dog Works Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is DogWorks Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert and Michele Forto.
Hello and welcome to DogWorks Radio. I'm your host, Michele Forto, and I'm also the lead trainer of Alaska Dog Works, where we help you have a better relationship with your canine buddy. Did you know that my husband, Robert, and I are midlife college students? Yep, Robert is earning his doctorate and I am earning my master's degree. Thankfully, we have the privileges of taking our classes online. But did you know that some college students experience separation anxiety from their pets when they head off to school? That is what we are talking about on today's podcast. Washington State University researchers surveyed a sample of new first-year college students leaving pets at home and found that 75% experienced some level of pet separation anxiety, with 1 in 4 reporting moderate to severe problems. Students who are struggling with missing their pets should know that they're not alone, said Alexa Carr, the lead author of the study, which is part of her WSU doctoral dissertation. There's nothing necessarily wrong with them if they are experiencing a lot of distress from leaving their pets. It can be an isolating experience to lose that coping resource. The students who had higher anxiety tended to be those who treated their pets more like people, identifying them as friends, sleeping in the same room, and generally spending a lot of time with them. Interestingly, students who had dogs at home also tended to report more attachment to their pets and more separation anxiety than those with cats and other types of pets. While there are many anecdotal accounts of students missing their pets, the study published in Anthrozoos is the first known research investigating this kind of pet separation anxiety in humans. Carr and co-author Patricia Pendry, a WSU associate professor of human development, surveyed a sample of about 150 incoming first-year students who had pets at home. Many respondents, 81% of them, were women, which is a limitation of the study, but also consistent with trends in college enrollment. In 2020, 60% of enrolled college students were women, according to a National Center for Education statistics. The researchers surveyed the group before they arrived on campus and after their first 2 weeks of the semester in fall 2019, before the pandemic forced many universities to go online. The students answered questions related to their mental health, attachment to their pets, and feelings about leaving them behind. Even after controlling for pre-existing mental health issues, the researchers found that pet-related separation anxiety was very strong in the group during the transition to college, especially among students who were closely attached to their pets. The findings indicate this is an issue for many students and should be taken seriously by campus counselors, Carr said. It also has implications for pet visitation programs now popular at many U.S. universities, which bring animals to campus to help stressed students. A previous WSU study found that petting dogs or cats for just 10 minutes lowers levels of the stress hormone cortisol. The authors said more research is needed to understand the implications of pet separation anxiety. For example, whether students' symptoms are stable or become less severe over the course of the semester, or whether pet visitation programs might have some unintended effects, such as potentially exacerbating separation anxiety for students missing their specific pets back home. The researchers also cautioned that this study should not be used as justification for students to bring their pets with them when they go to college, particularly if they would be their sole caregivers. It's a big responsibility to take care of an animal, and would a student then be able to balance their school responsibilities, social lives, and jobs, Carr said. There are more things to take into consideration and explore before we could advocate for more pets on campus. So, you guys, before I wrap this up, I want to let you guys know that we are headed back to school, and several of my families that we are working with right now have students that are entering into their freshman years of college. 2 of them are heading out of state to go to college, and they are my primary contacts for the dog training programs that they are in. And I took into consideration the fact that they do everything for their dogs and with their dogs. And I purposefully had their dogs come to camp this month to help prepare those students, clients of mine, for the coming semester where they will not have their dog with them for the next 16 or so weeks. So if you are a family that is having a college student getting ready to head off to college, and you're listening to this episode now when it's dropped or in the future, keep in mind that it's a good idea to help both your student and your dog transition to the new lifestyle happenings. What I mean by that is start having the dog be handled and cared for by another family member, more so than the person that handles the dog the most now, and stop having the dog sleep in that student's room. I know this sounds really hard and tragic, but believe me, in the end, it will help both the dog and the student with the separation anxiety. So, what do you guys think? Do you or someone you know experience separation anxiety when they went off to college? Are you concerned about what I just said in preparation for your student going off to college? Let us know in the comments sections or on our socials. Just search First Paw Media. And one last thing, did you know the best thing you can do for our show is to tell your family and friends how you listen? Who knows? They may become a rabid listener just like you. I'm Michele Forto for Dogworks Radio and First Paw Media. See you next time.
From First Paw Media, this is Dogworks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michele Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media. Did you know that Alaska Dog Works trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michele Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dog Works on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.